Look at these arms, that's just crazy. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're taking a look at another frame from Transtec, and this is called the Transtec Freedom V2, and it's a pretty interesting one, to be honest. It's a new design. Hopefully it's a new design. I haven't seen this anywhere else. I probably missed it, but this is for me a new one, and it's looking pretty badass. So let's get into some of the specs real quick. So it is a 5-inch quadcopter. It's a 235mm wheelbase, so it takes up to 5 inches. They're stating it's 98 grams, however it's around 110 grams to be honest. And the arms, let's take a look at some of the plates here, and let's look at how they've executed this. Do you see this? This is not normal. This is 6mm arms. This is insane. So let me get the caliper here, and let's get a measurement. 6.1 millimeters. So this thing, first of all, you're gonna need longer screws for your motors. That's one thing. And the overall structural integrity is just amazing. I don't think anyone's going to be able to break this one anytime soon. I really highly doubt it. Let's take a look at the bottom plate here. The bottom plate I think is like 3 millimeters. So the bottom plate is 3 millimeters. 3.3, let's just double check. Yeah, it's 3 millimeters. And the upper plate I believe is 2.2. No, it's 2 millimeters thick. And what they're using here, now there's something a little bit special. They're using Kevlar. Now it's not a full Kevlar. It's basically a mixture of carbon fiber and Kevlar, carbon fiber and Kevlar, carbon fiber, Kevlar. And what that does is it makes it so rigid, so strong. But the problem with doing that is cutting it. Cutting it is absolutely difficult. I mean, the way you cut carbon fiber is basically each tip that's cutting has a specific amount of work time, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, all these things. However, when you put Kevlar into the mix with carbon fiber and you try to cut it, let's just say the regular drill bit that's cutting this out takes, its work time is, let's just say 30 minutes. But with Kevlar, it'll drop down like 10 minutes. So can you imagine they have to like replace the head every 10 minutes or so, or every 20 minutes or so. That's how these work. It's ridiculously expensive to cut Kevlar. Not only that, you have to cut 6 millimeters. So, this is, it's a proper quad here. I don't know its flight characteristics, but I mean in overall design and structural integrity, this thing is going to be an absolute tank in the field. And I almost guarantee you that. That's why I'm about to build this right now. I was going to build the DAL RC, but I've completely decided to not build that one and build this one instead. So let's take a look at some of the things here. So what they're using is, they're using these aluminum kind of standoffs kind of things going on for them. And one would go down here into the bottom plate, and the other one would jump up on top of this one, and you have a screw going in there. So there's 2 screws holding each arm, and they go into these nuts that are already pre-assembled inside the quadcopter. And the hardware is absolutely phenomenal. That's very important in such a frame because you need to tighten this thing as hard as possible for you to reduce vibrations or any issues. However, I didn't tighten them hard enough just yet, but I'm about to tighten them right now. The overall bend test is ridiculous. Like, I'm trying to break it right now. I'm trying to break this thing, and I can't, and it's not even tightened all the way down, as you could tell. So this is just ridiculously insane. I mean, this is proper. And the thing is, you'd expect this to weigh around 200 grams. It's weighing roughly 110 grams, and let's just double check this. This is like one of those this is like a newbie quadcopter, to be honest, because one thing, it has a lot of space inside, and another thing, this thing is going to take an absolute beating. Yeah, it's 110 grams, like I said. So it's 110 grams, which is not very bad at all. This is very good for a freestyle frame, obviously not for racing, but you can get away with racing if you're just having fun. So it's totally fun. You can use it for whatever you want. It is a true X, and just the overall design, I mean, look how much space you're going to have inside. Let's actually check. What is the space from here to here? So it's around 21 millimeters. So we have 21 millimeters of space inside, We don't have a VTX port or an SMA port. We do have a lot of cutouts for a lot of mounting solutions if you wanted to wrap your VTX with some zip ties. However, when you do that, just be extra careful, because if you push the zip tie too much, it'll actually pop off components off the VTX. And that's happened to me before, and it's probably happened to a lot of other people also. So take that into consideration. Use some kind of good double-sided tape to hold it on the bottom there, and then just use zip ties just to, not to tighten them down, just to keep it in place. So if it crashes, it could still pop off, but without causing so much stress on the VTX to, pop some of the components off of it. So take that into consideration. That's very important. And they also provide you with a little cool thing here. The quality doesn't look that great. It's an LED, it's an RGB LED and a buzzer at the same time. The pads are inside, and they go in with 2 screws here. I don't know why the camera's not really focusing here. So yeah, there we go. So as you can tell right there, I mean, it's pretty nice. I think they're using non-lead solder. That's why it looks like that. And that's, for EU regulations, probably US regulations. I don't know if they still do that now in the US, or they did it in the US. I don't remember. But yeah, that's what they did here. And the aluminum they use, I think it's pretty good aluminum, to be honest, because I tried to tighten it down to see if it's the shitty aluminum like Diatone uses, but no, it held up pretty well. It's actually better than the Chameleon aluminum also. They use like Xt60 or something. It literally just melts. I've seen it melt. So yeah, this is proper. I mean, the carbon is proper. The cuts are absolutely proper. Once I read it was Kevlar, I was just waiting to see how well the cuts were, because some quads, when they're Kevlar, you could just see total, like, just it just looks nasty. But this is absolutely just very nice to the touch. I really love touching the sides here. Look how thick these arms are. I mean, let's get a little here's a 3mm, what is this? A frog that I was testing right now. So I took this one apart. It has the old Maytech. So I mean, as you could tell here, it's going to be a little bit difficult maybe to show you, but it's huge. It's humongous. Here's a 5mm, I think. It's insanely large, like crazy large, which is just super awesome to see. I really love this. So overall, this is like an absolute beast. Now I see why it's kind of expensive. Now you might say, oh well, why are the 30x30 holes so large here? Well, it's because it does this kind of thing. They give you these rubber grommets that you have to stick in through there, and it's tapered in right there. And then what it does is they're very nice. This is also the Transtec frame we reviewed before, so it's very cool to see. This is where it goes, and it only takes 30x30. It doesn't take 20x20s here, so take that into consideration. It only takes micro cameras, so something like a Runcam Swift, the new Fox here, the smaller ones, not the medium-sized ones. So I'm in love, to be honest. It looks absolutely phenomenal. It feels very good. It's hella tough. You're going to be breaking, I mean, it does have some type of motor protection in a way. I mean, these will stick out a little bit, maybe help you in some kind of a crash. But yeah, overall, I'm impressed and I'm in love, to be honest. Now that's just me saying what I could see here. I don't know how it's going to fly. I don't know how it's going to perform, and we're going to be seeing that soon on the channel. And that's it, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. That's going to conclude it for this video, guys. I'll leave a link to everything down below. There will be affiliated links, so if you want to go ahead and check them out. And you could also if you would like to, consider joining my Patreon to really support the channel. It'll really help things keep going. And that's it, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. See you guys. Take care.